Good afternoon, welcome to Northumberland Zoo on YouTube. My name is Maxine and I work here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm just down at our capybara enclosure and you can see we have got one capybara in the background behind me. We're just having a little look down here because we just recently moved our capybara down into their old house to share with the Rhea. And the reason we've done this is because Mummy has got 3 babies up here that she's looking after, and we just wanted to give her some space because Archie and last year's youngsters have been moved down into there. Now those 4 animals have never actually been inside that house before because that was a really old building, so we were a little bit worried about how well they were going to move down there, but the keeper's got some video of them moving them, and check out how well you think it went.
Come on then, cappies! Come on! Come on then! Boy Arch.
I was quite surprised actually. I was expecting them to be a little bit more hesitant to come in because they're prey animals and they spook quite easily. Sometimes they're like nervous of new things, but they just followed Liam straight to the doorway and went straight in. Weren't even bothered about the food at all. So yeah, for a kind of animal move, it was entirely stress-free for them and for us. So it was brilliant.
It looked very professional.
Excellent. That's what we aim for.
It was really easy. The cappies actually came straight down. I did try and entice them down with food, but they ignored the food and came straight in the house. So it's nice to have them down here. We wanted to give them this area as well, so there's a little bit more space. I'm sure most people know we have recently had new babies, so it is quite a task to try and keep them all separated. We don't really want Archie with the adult mums just yet, so it's nice just to have them down here, so we don't have to manage them all at the top. My favourite capybara is definitely Chubby, just because she's the friendliest. I know obviously capybaras are naturally supposed to be kind of skittish and stuff, but because Chubby was born here, she is much more friendly than the others, so she'll come over to you, hand feed, you can give her a little scratch, she'll even roll over for belly tickles as well. So I think it's nice to have that kind of interaction and build bonds that way as well. Like Hannah says, I do agree that it is nice when you put in a lot of effort to gain animals' trust, but when one will just come over to you for tickles and stuff, it is also nice as well.
I haven't really thought about it. That's quite hard because they're very different. Yeah, they do have different personalities. I guess probably like Chubby and Cherry, because we've worked with them for longer and we've got to know them more, and we've kind of been through quite a lot with them, you know, with births and things like that. But yeah, Chubby's obviously incredibly confident, and it's quite nice because you can get very hands-on with her. But Cherry is much more wary, but then it's quite rewarding because when she trusts you, it's more of an achievement. So yeah, I'd say probably the girls. Not that I've got anything against Archie.
The 4 older ones, they will actually be moving to new homes. As sad as it is, obviously we've kind of raised them from being little tiny babies. It'll be nice for them to go on to new homes, have their own space and make their own families. And it just means that the new babies, when they get a bit older, will be able to have a lot more space to themselves as well.
So as I said, one of the main reasons for moving them was so that we had Dad and last year's youngsters separated off so that Mom didn't have to worry about anything when she's got her hands full with babies. but also it gives Tobias the tapir a little bit more space and gives us a little bit of room if we manage to get a friend in for him too. We can go in and see how the rear are doing. It's been a good few years since the Rhea shared an enclosure with the capybara, since we moved the capybara up to there. Oh look, there's Tobias just coming out now. So here we are. This area isn't open to the public yet, but it will be soon. We've really been battling with the elements, with the wet and the mud. So unfortunately for that reason, it's not open. Here we go, there's Archie. So they're all inside of this house now. Don't know if you can just about see them. So it looks like they've currently got access to this paddock here, which is the one that's just coming out the back of the existing capybara and tapir house. But there's also doors on this side of the house so that they can mix with the Rhea as well. So they've been spending a little bit of time hanging out with the Rhea and a little bit of time hanging out in the old paddock. It depends when we've got animal encounters on in that. So we're hoping to get this area opened up here pretty soon, and that's another reason why you can't get down to the Serval either, just because the path's not quite there, but it's certainly on our radar. I just wish that the wind and the rain would just give us a bit of a break, because it's still so wet down here. While I've got the camera out, I just wanted to show you a quick update on the tropical house that we've been working on as well. We have got the visitor area pretty much complete. The lights are up, which look pretty cool. Quite bright, but it is quite late on in the day just now, so this area is quite bright. But check out this exhibit. So all the windows are in now. We have got glass all up along there. We've got some fake kind of blinds above the windows. And as you can see, the keepers have got all the rope up and about. There's lots of little slabs of wood here, there, and everywhere, which look like they could make really nice feeders. There's a box over there, complete with broom. And looks like the waterfall's been running again. It's got some water in there. Pond's all full up. Got some trees planted, and we got some bamboos donated as well. So this area is looking really smart. So on next week's video, be sure to tune in, because I will announce a couple of the different species that we'll be getting in this building, hopefully ready for the Easter half term. The animals will hopefully be arriving with us in the next 4 weeks or so, and we'll be keeping them in off show, getting them settled, getting them used to us, getting them to some sort of recall training, because obviously the last thing we want to do is let these animals out into this huge building and then they just never come back again. So we need to make sure that they get used to us and they're settled before we let them out into the exhibit. So therefore, once they're out on the exhibit and they're chill and they're relaxed, then we'll open it up so that you guys can come and see them at their best. So that's going to be very exciting. So be sure to tune in next week. I hope you enjoyed that update on the capybara. And thank you so much if you visited us during half term. We've been pretty busy, but the weather's been a bit rubbish. And yeah, we shall see you next week. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Zoo channel, and I shall see you next week.